Welcome, everyone. We're going to go ahead and start with a review of the markets in preparation for the trading day ahead. And my name is Ray Trunday, and I am the head market trader. And we're going to take some time here to review the markets. All right, so let's see here. We'll go ahead and share my screen here. All right. Hopefully, everyone can see my screen. Can you guys hear me okay? Frizu, Axeman. Can if you can hear me okay, can you maybe make a comment in chat? That would be appreciated. Perfect. All right, guys. So we're just kind of taking a look here at the news events. All right, that could affect us today. So we're looking at really the JOLTS job opening today at 10 a.m. is really the main event. Okay, and we do have some other lesser events that could spark something in the markets. We have FOMC members speaking. Member Bowman speaking at 10:10. We have member William speaking at noon, and then another member Mester also speaking at 12:05. And then concluded with member Daly speaking at 1:30 today Eastern. Okay. So we want to make a note of those times. I would say specifically the one here at 10 a.m. is a particular interest here. Okay. So let's take a look and let's start with the gold market. I was actually doing a little bit of content development last night, and have all these areas kind of marked up here. But I'm gonna go ahead and remove the drawings. We're gonna go ahead and start with a clean slate here. We're going to start with the daily chart. All right. And as you all know, we've been in a very steady climb here in the gold market. Okay. And very bullish. We've made some new highs here, coming up on some areas. If we look to the left, coming up on some areas that could potentially be resistant, some supply zones. We're right at the precipice of one here at 2275. And if we continue looking at the left, we see some other areas here all the way up to 2300. So we're in some interesting supply levels in a very bullish market here in gold. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. We have similar view. We have potentially maybe an area of demand here developing at let's call it 2260. Okay, here another area of demand below us at well below the market here at let's call it I don't know, 2190, 2192. Somewhere in that range. Okay. Again, still very much in the bullish market, although we do have a developing bearish candle currently on the 4-hour chart. So let's go ahead and turn our attention. Let's go ahead and turn our attention to the 30-minute chart. Looking at the 30-minute chart, we're going to go ahead and open up some of these ADR levels, average daily range levels. See if anything else. VWAP, of course. So kind of expand this here a bit. As you guys know, we're going to go ahead and start with the ADR zones. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because we have an ADR zone right at the same level that we have a demand here. Okay, so we have a demand level here at let's call it 22.57.3 on the bottom side. On the top side, we've already gotten a little bit of a reversal off of ADR here at what is it? Can't see that at the moment. 22.88. Okay, on the top side. And we've already gotten a little bit of a reaction away from it. We've actually plowed through VWAP, and we're coming into settlement price. So settlement price could be an area here. Settlement price could be an area here where we could potentially see a reversal. Okay, we also have an area here at let's say 22.70. Okay, that could also, I'm going to go ahead and actually mark this one. This area here could be a demand area. We've already gotten an one candle reversal away from this area, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that. So if I'm a buyer, I want to be down in this area down below, right around 22.70 or settlement price or things of that nature. Let's go ahead and draw in our volume profile. Volume profile, we're going to go ahead and locate the 830 bar from yesterday, start of that session, and drag that across to the 430 bar Eastern time. All right, so there we have it. So as you can see here, we're above value, right? We're above value. And we also have here another level that could serve as an area of support, right at value area high. I'm gonna go ahead and draw that in blue. Okay, so this is value area high. Okay, that will provide us a logical location for a reversal. Okay, so we have this settlement price at 22.72.5. We have a demand zone that had at least one candle reject away from it at 22. Yeah, let's call it 22.70. And then we have the ADR exhaustion zone down below, which also coincides with the point of control as another area. If we're sellers, well, we've already kind of left an area and left in its wake another supply area. Go ahead and draw that in. So these are a couple of areas of interest for me as we kind of enter into the markets. I would say that we might be coming off some supply zones, coming down to some demand zones. Again, if we are of the opinion that this market will eventually reverse, then this settlement price serves as a pretty good location for that reversal to take place. We obviously have some other areas below. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. Just gonna take a peek here. If there's any questions. No questions. So let's go ahead and move into the crude oil market. Okay, looking at the crude oil market. Go ahead and open up the daily. Once again, we are in this, similar to gold, we are in this kind of steady climb in the market. We are, again, coming into some areas of supply here. We have one area here, this area here. Have we exceeded it? We're pretty close to. We're right at the edge of that area here. Again, looking at these conviction candles, right, to identify these areas. Anytime I see any these types of conviction candles, what do I mean by conviction candles? Candles that have little to no wicks, Okay. Candles that have little to no wicks are areas where I could expect to see sellers. Okay. So this area right here, I would expect to see some sellers coming into 86 and 88 here. Okay. A bear area above us here also could be an area of sellers. All right. But we are very much in a bullish move. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We continue to make these kind of formations as we move up in the market. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart. So looking at the 4-hour chart, similar view that we've had on the daily, right? We are coming up into an area, as we kind of shown on the daily, that we're up on an area of supply. We are in a very much a bullish channel to the upside. Okay. So if I were to draw this here like this, we're very much in a bullish channel to the upside. Okay. We have a developing bearish candle up against daily supplies. Okay. So could provide a little bit of a pullback, maybe down to the bottom end of the channel, which could offer us some good locations for a potential reversal price of higher. Okay. So let's see. Let's go ahead and move down to the 30-minute chart. This time I'll go ahead and start with, I'm going to go ahead and remove the channel for now. I'm going to go ahead and start in with the fixed range volume profile. Oops. Going to open this up here a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the, let's see here. We're going to locate the Monday bar. We're going to locate the open here that happened at 9 a.m. This bar over here. Going to drag this across to the 1330 bar. All right. So here we are. Like gold, we are above value, but not as above value as the gold market. So it's a little bit of a stronger market, maybe a little bit overbought gold in this case. We have a value area high, which could provide us a nice location for a reversal in price. Okay, right around this level here, this area here. Point of control could also be an area. Value area low could also be an area for potential reversals. Going to see what's going on with my settlement price. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I'm going to open up my ADR levels. And let's see. I think that and VWAP. Okay, so here I have opened all those levels up here. And this area right here, the ADR exhaustion, we've exhausted to the upside. What was resistant could potentially serve as support here at, let's see, 84.80 could be an area where we could potentially see a reversal higher. Okay. We also have value area high that could also be an area for reversal higher. And then ultimately, I would say settlement price is the area of the most interest for me initially. Settlement and ADR to the downside. These two levels here, see on the downside, we have 83.30 on the downside. And on the upper end, we have 84.80 or 84.83, somewhere in that range. Okay. If I'm a seller, well, I'm already at a level now. We were looking at this on the higher time frame charts. I think we've come off some daily supply levels. What makes me tell me that support? Well, one is that it left this area here. Okay, it exceeded this ADR zone, average daily range exhaustion zone, and what is often resistant often becomes support. Now, certainly, if we can get a string of candles, yes, coming back to ADR, right? if we get certainly if we get a string of candles that go horizontal here, that will provide me, I guess, more evidence that this area is indeed being supportive. And the longer we can stay in the horizontal range without making any new lows, that obviously gives me some confidence that price could reverse higher. Okay, so yeah, similar adage that what was resistant becomes supportive, mainly, Jake. Okay, we are above VWAP, which is also another kind of sentiment indicator. We have a VWAP that's sloping higher. These are all indicators of potential higher pricing. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in crude oil. For now, kind of more interested on the buy side, given what I'm seeing on the higher time frame. Again, this location here has a couple of data points. We have VWAP and ADR. We also have value area high. That's also offering us another area for potential support to the upside. Okay. All right. So we'll forego the initial balance because we're about 15 minutes away from the open of the session. I didn't do the initial balance range in gold either because we're still within 15 minutes or so of the market. All right. So let's see. Anything? I'm just kind of looking to see if there's any questions. Don't see any questions. How many candles do you wait to determine it is now support? Well, if I can get some sort of structure, price structure, bullish engulfing, some sort of sustained price action that would indicate to me that this area could indeed be supportive. So I do see some wicks. I do see some candle formations. This is obviously a developing candle. I generally look at the 15-minute chart to start with. We're starting to see a little bit of a series of candles here. Obviously, a break and close above this structure area also is an indication. Again, the key is break and close, and then a reversal off that area. These are all kind of little nuggets that tell us that a reversal is in store. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the equities. We'll go ahead and start with the Nasdaq. All right. So let's go ahead and look at this chart here. Let's open that up. We'll go ahead and remove some detail here, remove the drawings. Okay, so of late, as you can see here, just looking at the charts here, I often comment that in to understand what kind of sentiment you want to draw a little bit of a rectangular box. So if price is not cannot be contained in that box. So settlement price right now is reporting as 0. We'll probably once we get into the lower time frame charts, Frizu, we'll get that. Okay, but I often comment that if price cannot be contained in a box, then we're in a trend. Well, looking at this area here of late, it's being contained in box without much in the way of issues here. Okay, we have a very strong developing bearish candle. I say developing because it is still not the close of the day. We're just barely starting the day. Okay, so we're coming off a level that was that we were consolidating. Now we've created this developing bearish candle. Although we do, I would say that we still are technically in a bullish kind of market here. Okay. We are seeing some evidence that price potentially can go from bullish to bearish. We'd like to see it close below this channel to really kind of give us confirmation that indeed is the case. Okay. All right. So we're already kind of breaching up. I'll probably move this a little bit, right, to capture as many of these candles as I can. Stretch this out here a little bit, just to kind of capture. So again, still very much in the bullish, but we obviously are seeing some price action of late This 18, obviously 18,600 is proving to be a bit resistant to the upside. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour chart, similar kind of story. We've had now a series of candles here. Another one conviction candle, sideways action, another conviction candle, and now we're up against the bottom end of the bullish channel. Okay, we're starting to see the settlement price here now. We have 18,497.25. That'll become clearer when we move down to the 30-minute chart. Oh, you want a CL? Well, once I conclude here, we'll come back, Frisu. Okay. So looking at the 30-minute chart, we've already exceeded ADR zone to the downside. Okay, with little to nothing, no reaction. Okay, it hit ADR, and really it was like a little bump on the road. We're starting to see a sloping VWAP down, moving to the downside. All right. So again, we're below VWAP. We have a VWAP that's sloping down. So any touches of VWAP are going to provide me some areas to potentially. Yeah, we have. Okay, 83.71 is CL settlement. Okay, thank you, Jams. So we have a sloping VWAP. So again, another indication that we should favor the bears. We have settlement price here at 18,457. Okay. Again, another area where we've already seen a little bit of a reversal in price. So not really seeing a whole lot in favor of the buyers here at the moment. Okay. We'd probably have to move to a little bit of a higher time frame and see what kind of demand levels we can find. But before I go there, let's take a look at fixed range volume profile and see what it has to say. So I suspect that it's going to be below value. So I'm going to go ahead and locate the 930 bar, okay, which is right there. Going to drag that across to the 430 bar, right there. Okay, so we are below value again. Sellers are very much in control of the market as we speak. All right, so these areas coming back. Okay, so say value area low here. Let's see, value area low right about here. And well, that's actually value area high. This is value area low. Well, this could provide us a reasonable location for a potential reversal. Okay, right at the bottom of value area low, which I guess is around looks like 18,425, somewhere in that range. That area could provide us a location for a potential continuation move to the downside. All right. Now, if we happen to close back inside it, well, you've already heard me say. You've already heard me say if price does manage to get closed back inside value, we run into we have the opportunity for price to traverse the entire range of value. Okay. So right now, I would be kind of focused in on the bearish side. The bottom end of this ADR zone, I'm going to go ahead and darken that in a little bit. All right. So we're going to go ahead and visibility here. Where's styles? Let's go ahead and make that a little less. Just kind of darken that in a little bit. The same with the top. All right. So these levels now become a little bit more visible to us. Okay. So again, if we do manage to close below this area below ADR, also offers us an opportunity. This probably be a little bit more aligned with the VWAP as well. Okay. Let's see. Now, so sellers, many opportunities here above us, right? We have value area high, we have ADR high, ADR exhaustion to the high side, we have ADR exhaustion to the low side since we've already exceeded. So what about buyers? Well, we need to take a look at, let's start with a 4-hour. Okay, let's look at a 4-hour chart and see what kind of areas we could spot. So I see a relatively strong, or not relatively strong, very strong conviction bar here, okay, on Wednesday. All right, so this area right here, okay, this is a 4-hour demand zone, could offer me another area for potential reversal in price, okay? Because I see this, right? This is giving me I don't know, confidence, but certainly evidence that there are buyers in this area. Yeah, basically we're probably looking for some excuses here to fill this pump that happened on the day you mentioned there, Savage. But this is also could be a demand level. If it does manage to exceed, well, we have another area below us. All right. Another area that could be supportive. Okay. So that's kind of how I go about, determining. If I don't see anything, I look to the left. If I don't see anything, I move to a higher time frame and I arrive at these levels. So these levels below could offer opportunities for potential reversal, right? We have this area down here, areas of potential reversal. So 18,280, 18,176. These are all areas, maybe as low as 18,097. These are all areas that where price could eventually reverse off of, right? It comes down to here, reverses, comes down to here, reverses. All right. But right now, uh, we definitely have to give an edge to the sellers, right? We've exceeded. We have a sloping VWAP to the downside. If we're our buyers, we need to wait for some levels down below us. Okay. Not really interested at these levels. Let the market kind of play its hand, play its way out, and then potentially look at these areas for a potential reversal. If I'm a seller, well, I want to be as close to a reference level as I can. VWAP, ADR to the bottom side, settlement price. These are all logical levels for a continuation move to the downside. All right. So let's take a look at the ES. All right. So again, I don't necessarily, well, let's take a quick look at the daily. I like looking at the daily just to give me a frame of reference. All right. So here we are, a little bit less overlapping candles and more kind of conviction to the downside. Right? NASDAQ was a little bit more, I guess, indecisive in the sense that we had a lot of overlapping candles. This seems a little bit more definitive to me. Okay. This seems a little bit, that they're kind of a little bit committed to the downside here. We're starting to see that price could potentially break structure to the downside. Again, still a developing candle. Okay. Still a very developing candle. This by the end of it'd be interesting to see what happens to this candle by the end of the day. Okay. So just gonna see if I can use some of these levels here. Just gonna move up, kind of zoom out a little bit. All right, so here we are. Okay, something along those lines. We're already kind of peaking below here a little bit on the ES, kind of peaking below. All right, but still, technically, we're still in an uptrend, but we're starting to see a little bit of evidence. I mean, this is okay. Well, we had a couple of bearish candles here, couple here, couple here, but then they were met with some buying. The question is, will they be met with buyers here? We'll have to see. Market's not going to be open here for another half hour. Okay. All right. So looking at the 4-hour chart, similar story. We've exceeded below ADR to the downside. We're developing, quite a daunting bearish candle. we've come up or soon to come into an area of demand that will probably serve us well when we start to look at the areas of interest when we start to move into the 30-minute chart. So we have this area here. We see this conviction bar. Draw this area in here to the right. Another area where I would be interested. Let's see. This is 5240, 5200 are a couple areas that what I would be interested to the buy side. All right, just because I see structure to the left that supports it. Okay. All right, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour. Looking at the 30-minute chart. All right, 30-minute chart. Again, we are below ADR to the downside. We have some 4-hour demand zones below us that could provide us some support. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile. Going to go ahead and locate the 930 bar from yesterday. And there we have it. Drag that across to the 13 or 430 bar. There you have it. Going to stretch this out here a little bit so it can be visible. So yeah, we're well below value, well below settlement price. Okay. Settlement price is 52.95.25. Well below. This provided us, a nice move during London to the downside. Look at the slope of this VWAP. Quite a daunting slope to the downside. All right. Again, really the only logical location that I see in the immediate future here is down at this 4-hour demand zone before we could potentially see a reversal in price. If I'm a seller, well, I have, value area low, which would be an area. We have VWAP, right? Could also offer us an area. And then we also have ADR, right? It can come into ADR and reverse off that, can come into VWAP, reverse off that, can come into settlement price, reverse off that. If I'm a buyer, well, I'm probably looking at these 4-hour demand zones for areas for a potential reversal. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Again, not, too much different than what we're seeing in the NASDAQ as far as price location. Okay. Similar kind of view. Could be April Fool's prank. Yeah, possibly. I would say that if you're interested in the buy side, well, this 5240, is it 5240? Yeah, 5245 would probably be the first area that I would maybe focus my attention. Okay, that would be the first area. Not really interested on the buy side, and even then, I'd like to see some sort of at least a 15-minute candle that will demonstrate to me that this area could indeed be provided some support for a reversal. Okay, I'm just not going to blindly place a limit order down at these 4-hour demand levels and expect price to reverse off of it. I'd like to see some structure, specifically, a candle like this one, right? That may be a test, and then off it goes. That's kind of what I would be looking for. All right. Let's close out the session here with a review of YM. Now, YM had a very strong move yesterday to the downside. Very difficult even to participate in that down move. I think it gave maybe one opportunity to participate in that down move. Okay, and it's continuing its trek. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and look at the daily. Looking at the daily, looks like we have a little bit of a little gap open to the downside. All right. All right. So we're very much series of bearish candles in an otherwise, again, similar story that we've been saying on the markets. Technically still in a bullish channel to the upside. Okay. Once we start breaking some structure here, start to have price close below these levels, then maybe we could start to change our tune from neutral from bullish to neutral to more bearish. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so daily bullish, but we're starting to see some evidence that maybe we are headed for some lower prices. Looking at the 4-hour, okay, we have a series of candles. We've already exceeded, like the other markets, we've already exceeded ADR to the downside. Okay. Again, pretty steady drop here, right? Not really. Bulls are nowhere to be seen. This is the best the bulls were able to muster here before the markets. Now, where can this go? Well, we have an area here. I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. Okay, this area right here that is coming into relatively quickly. Now, we don't really have a lot of evidence here that it's going to be supportive. We have a conviction candle, though, right? This candle, again, is probably the same event that we talked about in ES as well as NASDAQ. But the question is, are we going to see the same, participants coming into the market wanting to buy here? For now, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. All right. 30-minute chart. We're starting to see at least a peak. An indecisive candle is even a win. All right. There's a little bit of indecision. Candle is about 4 minutes into its development. So can't really, make too much of a stake here on the direction. But the fact that it's not just flying lower, it's, telling us that maybe the momentum to the downside is starting to slow here a little bit. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Look for the 630 candle and drag that across to the 430 candle. Here we are. Similar to the other equities, we're below value. Sellers are very much in control of the market, coming into a 4-hour demand zone. Again, if I'm a seller, well, I need a reference level. I don't like selling at these levels because I feel like I'm selling retail. I don't like paying retail. If I'm a seller, I'm going to see if I can sell off of VWAP, off of settlement price, off of ADR zone. Those are my reference levels. Value area low. These are my reference levels for opportunities to a continuation move. Okay. Later, maybe even initial balance could offer me initial balance edge on the low end could offer me a location. We're still not worth drawing initial balance because the market is about 24, 25 minutes from opening. Okay. So can't really speak to that, but IB edges could offer me a location. Otherwise, the areas that I mentioned, ADR exhaustion to the upside, settlement price, VWAP are all areas, maybe even off of ADR. But we have to be aware that we are coming into an area where there was some buying. Okay. Not really a fan of selling into a gang of buyers. Okay. I would be interested in selling some strength. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the markets, guys. I'm happy to maybe take maybe at a, so you had a little bit of time here. I'm happy to take a peek at another market. If you like, if there's any questions, I'm happy to entertain those questions. If not, then we'll go ahead and, close the stream. And I'll be headed over to, say, the Discord channel. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have to say about the markets. So yeah, if any of this resonates, I encourage you to subscribe and like as I continue my journey here in developing my channel. If any of this resonates with you, you've received some value, definitely encourage you to subscribe and like. Eventually, we'll be providing some more content here during the markets. We'll have to see how that plays out. But for now, we're going to be focusing on our attention for at least the near term in providing you guys a pre-market review for now. And later, we may move into more of a intraday or post-day kind of review for my channel. Okay. So if there's no questions, I will bid you guys bye for now. Trade well, trade safe, and let's dominate some markets. All right, guys. Have a good day of trading. Trade well, trade safe. Don't forget to subscribe and like as you exit the door.